Retinol isn't just a synthetic product designed by the cosmetic industry to sell you facial products. Dietary retinol is vital for the health of our eyes and vision, as well as many other biological functions. In this video, we'll cover what retinol is to the body, why it's essential for comfortable seeing, and how to make sure that you are getting enough dietary retinol. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Optometrist Martin Aguzzi, and I share eye knowledge to help you keep your eyes precious. I hope that you decide to join the community by hitting that subscribe and that notification button as well, so that you'll be amongst the first to know and get responses to your comments whenever a new video is released. Unless you're into cosmetics, you probably better know retinol as vitamin A. While retinol has been applied in many ways in the cosmetics industry, where synthetic retinol is used for skincare products such as creams to get rid of dark eye bags or anti-aging skincare regimes, dietary vitamin A in the form of retinol plays a crucial role in the functioning of the eyes, particularly in night vision, as well as healthy hydration of the membrane layers of the outer eyeball that we call the cornea and the conjunctiva. Vitamin A is able to dissolve in fat and exists in several forms. Retinol is one of the primary active forms of vitamin A. When I say active, I mean that it's ready to be used as vitamin A without further conversion. In fact, retinol is often referred to as preformed vitamin A because it can be used by the body right away as vitamin A. Dietary retinol is found in animal-derived food and can be directly used by the body in a highly efficient way for the benefit of our eyes. And this makes animal-derived food sources of vitamin A the most efficient way to enrich our eyes with the benefits quickly. So how does retinol help our vision? Well, in the eyes, vitamin A is crucial in the creation of the visual pigment called rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is the molecule found in the retinal sensory cells called the rods, and the presence of rhodopsin allows our eyes to be able to adapt to light conditions and see well in low light. Here is a simplified overview of that process. Retinol, the preformed vitamin A, is converted to retinal in the body. Retinal then combines with a protein called opsin to form rhodopsin. And rhodopsin in the rod cells then enables our eyes to cycle through its dark adaptation process in low light. A severe lack of vitamin A can cause xerophthalmia eye disease, which has a range of signs and symptoms from extreme drying of the conjunctiva and the cornea to disease of the retina. Now, unfortunately, xerophthalmia does signify that a person is experiencing a very severe vitamin A deficiency that will cause significant health issues if unmanaged. So the logical next question might then be, how much vitamin A do you need for your eyes, and what foods are the best sources to consider? Now, as a guide, the US Food and Nutrition Board, Institute of Medicine, National Academy of Science advises that the recommended daily allowance, RDA, based on what is called the retinol activity equivalents, RAEs, and the tolerable upper intake levels be the following. Children aged 1 to 3 years of age should have a recommended daily allowance of 300 micrograms per day with an upper limit of 600 micrograms per day. Children aged 4 to 8 years old should have a recommended daily allowance of 300 micrograms per day with upper limit of 900 micrograms per day. Males and females aged 9 to 13 have a recommended daily allowance of 600 micrograms per day with upper limits of 1,700, and 14 to 18 years of age have a recommended daily allowance of 700 micrograms per day for females and 900 micrograms per day for males with upper limits of 2,800 micrograms per day. Over 18 years of age, the recommended daily allowance is 700 micrograms per day for females and 900 micrograms per day for males, with upper limits of 3,000 micrograms per day. So we know that we need vitamin A for our eyes, but what are the sources of this vitamin A? Well, there are two different ways that we can get access to dietary vitamin A, and these are meat sources and also plant sources. Starting with the meat sources. Meat is the source of retinol, that preformed active source of vitamin A. This is the best way to get a controlled amount of vitamin A into our body and into our eating regime. It does also mean that care must be taken to not over consume vitamin A by going over significantly the daily recommended allowances that we talked about. Now, when it comes to plant sources for vegetarians and vegans, plant-based foods are also a source of vitamin A, but the catch is that they don't contain retinol. Instead, plant-based sources of vitamin A must come from molecules called carotenoids. Carotenoids are referred to as provitamin A rather than the preformed vitamin A like retinol. This is because carotenoids are an inactive form of vitamin A that requires additional conversion to the active vitamin A before it can be used to help our eyes adapt to dark conditions. Let's discuss this preformed vitamin A retinol versus provitamin A carotenoids a little bit more. While carotenoids can be converted to form rhodopsin to benefit the retina, the conversion rate of carotenoids to retinol from plants can be low and variable in humans. As a result, plant foods don't offer the same biological availability as it's described as animal food sources of vitamin A do. Let's take a look at some of the plant sources of carotenoids. There are about 50 plants that provide vitamin A in the form of carotenoids. Here are some of the highest sources: carrots, pumpkins, spinach, sweet potatoes, butternut squash, and broccoli. And animal sources of vitamin A in the form of retinol includes beef livers, herring, cod liver oil, eggs, chicken livers, and yogurt. While retinol and animal-derived vitamin A is a great direct source, plant-based is a good source also, as long as you're eating enough regularly. The advantage of plant-derived carotenoid sources of vitamin A is that the body can use it to convert it from the provitamin A form to the preformed vitamin A as and when it's needed. This reduces the chance of vitamin A overdose. So being balanced, as always, is important when it comes to our diet. Now, hopefully this makes clear the benefit of retinol and vitamin A for our eyes. Use the tips here as a basis to do more research yourself. Now, do you think you're getting enough vitamin A? Or will you be making changes to what you're eating? Do you use a lot of retinol-based cosmetics? Let me know your thoughts on this topic in the comments below. I'll leave links to the recommended daily allowance details in the description box below, so make sure to check that out too. So until the next time, keep your eyes precious with more eye knowledge videos from me recommended by YouTube right here on this page.